Sure you guys are straight. There we go. Welcome back, friends. I'm down in the basement tonight, gonna get a couple hours worth of work done, I think, on our new pantry build. If this is the first video of this series that you're catching, this is actually part 3. There's 2 parts that come before this, explaining what we're doing, why we're doing, how we're doing what we're doing. We basically outgrew our pantry. We don't have much room to store any more jars of food, so we're going to build a new food storage system in our basement. And you can see kind of behind me here what we've got done so far. Down in the description of this video I'll leave links to part 1 and part 2, so if you missed those you probably want to go back and watch those first before you watch this one. Tonight what I want to accomplish is, if you remember from the previous video, if you watched, these vertical support pieces are not secured at the bottom, so just kind of floating in place. I want to get all these squared up and secured. Measure the distance at the tops, the bottoms, make sure everything's lined up straight, and put some bracing across the bottom to lock all that in. Once that's done and all that's straight, then we're going to get into the repetitive part of, okay, where's the first shelf going to go? Let's get that installed. Let's measure the next one, get that installed. So it's going to get repetitive after a while. We won't bore you with that part. The different clothes, different day. All the bracing that I needed to do across the bottom is good. It's nice and strong now. Everything is as straight as it can be. Not perfect, the wall's not perfect.
Right.
And I'm not a professional builder by any means, but today is an exciting part because we get to put on the first shelf.
Yay! I'm like so anxious that if you guys follow us on Instagram today, I was like pantry prepping upstairs, just like in anticipation of this coming, so I can't wait.
Yeah, so we do not have the plywood for the shelving yet, and if you've been keeping track or score, I have still only gone to Lowe's 1 time for this project, so we are doing good.
Didn't you just go to get screws?
No, I went to get the mask things.
Oh, okay.
But I picked up screws anyways because it doesn't count.
I'm counting too.
It doesn't count. We do not have the plywood. That will be the second trip to Lowe's. But what we can build today is the framing where the shelves are going to go. I think there's going to be one here and another about here. And if we can get those ones done tonight, that'll give us some good progress. Depending on how much energy I have and how hungry I get, because I haven't had dinner yet, we can start working on the next section. So that's where we're at today.
Let's go. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. So I need your help to figure out exactly where you want the first.
Yep, like that.
Right there?
Perfect.
That was easy. Cool. So now we know this is where the first board goes, and now we just got to figure out level to that side, and then we can put a block there and put this first board across.
Perfect.
Rachel always makes fun of me because when we're doing work, if we're hauling wood, we're doing wood chips, I always hold my breath. No matter what I'm doing, if I'm screwing in a screw, I hold my breath the whole time. If I'm shoveling, I'll hold my breath until I can't breathe anymore, and then I'm out of breath. And she makes fun of me for it all the time. I don't know why I do it. Ow.
So I went and grabbed my new canner. You guys haven't seen this. Todd got me All-American for Christmas. It's my biggest piece of equipment. with respect to height that I have to figure out, because this is going to be where my equipment's stored right here. So I just need him to measure so we can get an idea of where to place the second shelf.
We have like 44 inches between here and here, so if we split it in the middle and make it like around the 22 mark for the next shelf.
Yep.
That way it kind of splits this whole section into 2 halves.
Yep.
You should
I might be able to then double stack smaller pieces of equipment here.
You want to take this over to your pile of equipment and just double check and make sure nothing's bigger.
Okay.
And I'll get started measuring. Oh, but you have my tape measure now. Oh. I'll take a break. Okay friends, so if you can't tell by change of attire, it is the next day. It is Saturday today, Saturday morning, and my hope is to finish all of the shelving today, which would include, so this is done, there's one up here that I don't think you guys can see. This one's done and ready. I want to finish the shelving here and on this far one down here today, hopefully. It's pretty hard work, as in like I can't hardly ever stand up all the way, so I'm like this the whole time and it just does a number on my back. But if we can get all the framing for all the shelves done today, we'll have one final trip to Lowe's to get all the plywood for the shelves. And then I think we can turn this over to Rachel and let her fill it with food and equipment and all those good things. Getting cramped. When we put this last shelf in here, I'm gonna make Rachel crawl inside and screw it together. This top shelf way up here you probably can't see is for those tiny little jars. What are they? Half pints?
Yeah, jelly jars.
Jelly jars. All the rest of these are for pints all the way down, and now we're switching into half-gallon jars. There'll be a shelf here and then a shelf here at the bottom when we get all said and done. But we're on the last shelf for this section. I have one 2x4 left. So after this we're going to estimate how many 2x4s we're going to need for that side, because that side's all going to be for quart jars. And then figure out how many sheets of plywood we need, and then we're going to make our final Lowe's run. We'll come back and then we'll get started on that side. I have enough to finish this side, but not that side, so that's where we are. Well, we have returned from Lowe's. We got 10 more 2x4s stacked over here on the side to build the frames for the quart section, and we bought 5 sheets of plywood for the shelving to cover all of the shelving. We'll have about half of a sheet of plywood left over, which is fine because we'll use it for something else. I might build more shelves like these on the other part of our basement, so could use it for that. We did end up having Lowe's cut all of the sheets for us because it's kind of a pain to bring stuff down here in the basement, especially like a 4x8 sheet of plywood. So we had them cut the 4x8 into 4 sections, so it's 24 inches by 4 feet, which is almost the exact dimensions of each shelf. So saved us some time and hassle trying to get them down here in the basement. So I'm going to start on this next section, building these shelves. There's going to be 6 that are going to go here. And it's basically the same process we've been doing. I start in a corner, I level it off, Then I do the next front piece, and then we put some cross bracing in the middle and just work our way down. So I think Rachel's upstairs bringing down all the plywood, bringing it into the kitchen and then down to the stairs and get it all stacked up so it's ready to go.
You guys, look at it behind me. He got it all done, well, all the framing, and we're about to cut the first shelf. So it's getting super, super close. I told him, I mean, he's been going at this since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm sure it's close to 6 now. I'm like, you know what? Why don't you just stop for the day? He's like, nope. I want to at least get the shelves in the center done today. I can't wait to see it.
Should be good.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Are you guys excited to see it as much as I am? I can't wait.
This is what, day 3 or day 4?
Yeah, day 3.
Yeah, but there's a couple of days I only work for like a couple hours.
Yeah.
After work. Things definitely didn't turn out square across the board. I didn't expect them to. I knew things were off. The wall's not straight, the floor's not straight. All of the shelves fit good except for maybe these top 3. And I can just, because they hang over a little bit, and not straight. One side's even, the other part hangs over. So I'm just gonna scribe the bottom of them with a pencil. I'll pull them back out. I'll trim that little part off. And well, I guess I ended up doing it all today. I wasn't sure if I had the energy, but once we got those 3 shelves in, I'm like, okay, let's do these ones. We banged those ones out. And then we cranked out those ones. And got to the point where we were double stacking them and just cutting 2 shelves at the same time. So this is kind of crooked, sorry. So we got it done. And that's going to be all for this video. I told Rachel she's not allowed to put anything on here until the shelves are done and I get this mess cleaned up and get all my tools out of here. So next video, pantry related, you're going to see is either Rachel putting the food in here or the food is all here and she's giving you a little tour of how it all turned out. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in a couple of days.